welcome back to the show. It's 10 minutes past 9 and our first topic this morning is a very interesting one and I dare say a mind-boggling one. Now we're about to discover more about multiple intelligences.
Yeah, now multiple intelligences is a concept that challenges the well-known measurement of intelligence using IQ. Well, to explain the concept further, we have with us today Shamila Sivalingam, who is the Director of the Professional Excellence and Lifelong Learning Centre. Good morning, Shamila.
Morning, hi.
Good morning. How are you today?
Very fine, thank you.
That's fantastic. Now, multiple intelligences, actually it's my first time hearing about it. So
right.
do tell us a little bit more about this concept.
Now, being intelligent is so many different things to so many different people. Okay. Now, 80 years ago, there's this guy. He was a PhD holder, professor. His name is Piaget.
Yes,
better say that,
right.
Piaget.
You know him.
All right. So he actually came up with this measurement of intelligence called the IQ, as you mentioned earlier. So what is IQ actually? IQ measures basically how intelligent you are.
Yes.
Okay. Now, IQ is actually I would say, a very conventional method of education. How we are intelligent is actually very much based upon our experiences, who we are, our family background. Okay, that's how we are intelligent. If I tell you that our whole life experiences are actually based on either paralyzing experiences or crystallizing experiences.
No.
Paralyzing experience is an experience which actually paralyzes you.
So it instills fear, in other words.
Fear, it is actually something which gives you a negative outcome. So what happens is it influences you in a negative way that produces an outcome. Say something like, no, I never ever want to play the piano ever again because my father said I'm the worst.
Oh, that's my paralyzing experience. Hated playing the piano.
I had a piano teacher who had smelly feet, so that's why.
Wow.
That was it.
Okay, right. So we get where you're coming
That
from.
was paralyzing. Okay, and then there's another type of experience, which is a crystallizing experience, which is just the opposite, which means an experience which helps you become who you are today in a positive manner.
Right.
So that's crystallizing. So your paralyzing experience was your piano.
Lessons.
Why?
Because I hated practicing.
Do you think when you do have kids, you're going to encourage your kids to do piano?
Let them try it. But I think if they really didn't want to, I'd probably say, okay, don't worry about it.
You are probably the person you are today because of that experience. You can make that decision today because of that experience. I have to share an experience with you. I had an art teacher in Form 3. I still remember her name. Okay. Okay. So I used to love art so much.
We used to go to the same schools. I'm trying to remember which teacher this would be.
I think you left before she came in.
Okay.
So anyway, I used to love art so much. I used to spend really long hours focusing on my artwork. And one fine day, after 4 really tedious hours of working on my artwork, into the wee hours, right? So I came and then I passed up my work very happily and I was sitting, relaxing. And then she looks at all the papers everyone passes up. She looks at it, and of all the 30-odd papers there, she picks mine up and she shows it to the entire class. I'm like, work well, it's worth it, I'm happy, okay. And she says, this is by far the worst art which I've ever seen in my entire career as a teacher. I was like, okay. It's okay, forget about it. She doesn't know it's you, okay. And she's like, siapa buat ni?
Oh no!
Oh, come on, please.
Oh, that's not the way.
And that is so paralyzing because till today, I don't like art anymore.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Wow.
I tell you, you know what? Teachers have that effect on you.
They do.
Because everybody will have a scary teacher story, and because of that, a certain subject or a certain matter.
Exactly.
Completely.
What was your one subject you hated the most? And tell me who.
Maths.
Oh, Lord,
I know
yes.
who. Why? Why?
Because, again, it was something that I didn't enjoy. I thought it was a chore.
And some students said that their favorite subjects were, for example, let's say they said history, because history was the last period on Friday.
Right.
Okay.
Or they like their teacher.
Or they like their teacher, or the teacher is handsome. Okay.
Yes.
Or
It was associated with something positive, right?
Yes.
Rather than the subject itself.
Correct. Okay. Now, learning styles, how you learn, okay, is also different based on your background. You probably need music when you learn. Am I right?
Actually, I have to study in complete silence.
So I'm not a psych. But, right. What about you?
For me, the best way to learn is by I've got to have a partner, somebody to work with.
Now, I want to come and slowly introduce this concept of multiple intelligences. There's this professor from Harvard University. His name is Howard Gardner. Okay. Now he says, one fine day he was doing his research, and he says, why are we measured? Why are our intelligences measured by IQ? Why do we need to sit down during examinations? Okay, we have to memorize everything beforehand, and during examinations regurgitate everything, pour everything out on paper, and then get graded, analyzed, scrutinized, yelled at because of that examination. And then from there, our whole life, depends on that. Look, did you guys watch The Blind Side?
No.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, Sandra Bullock. I'm not going to spoil the story for you, but I need to tell you, this story is about a kid. Disinterest, he just, his teacher will be talking, he'll be lying down. Sometimes he's looking at his teacher, but his mind is somewhere else. Okay, so every teacher said he's a problem child. Forget about him, he's a problem kid.
So
don't even bother.
Write him off.
Yeah, write him off, exactly, right? So what happened, there's this one teacher, a crystallizing experience. She comes and then she says, I have a brilliant way to test him. What happened was, during the examination, she did not give him a paper examination. She read out the questions to him.
Right.
Okay? And then he answered verbally. And because of that, he actually got a C. Okay? So what this goes to prove is, just because a student does not get an A in the examinations does not mean that he is not intelligent. That is exactly what multiple intelligence is all about.
So he just had a different style of learning.
Exactly, and a different type of intelligence.
So there are different types of intelligence. There was a visual when we opened.
Yes.
8 visuals. 8 types.
8 different types of intelligences. Okay, let's start with the first one. It's called linguistic intelligence. Linguistic or verbal intelligence. That means, basically, a person likes to talk. Like words, you like word games. Okay, now children with linguistic intelligence, they actually grow up to be lecturers, writers, poets, okay, things like that. Now, I actually train educators in this multiple intelligences, and I found out that every time I give the lecturers this multiple intelligence test to do to determine what kind of intelligence they do have, what happens is 20% of the lecturers come back to me and say that, how come my intelligence in linguistic is so low? Every day I talk in class, I present in meetings, I, do this, do that, I talk. Then I said, well, probably you talk, but probably you don't like to talk. Probably by nature you're not a speaker, but your job requirement, okay, that's your job, requires you to do something like that. So that's linguistic. Then next we have logical mathematical. Now, logical mathematical is basically a person unlike me who loves numbers. Do you?
I'm all right with the numbers.
Yeah. My God, when my mom or my husband starts pouring numbers at me, the house 50%, oh no, I start getting like, I'm so not a number person. But these kind of children or people actually grow up to be very good mathematicians, scientists, physicists. Okay, but not only that, they are also logical. They are the kind of people where if you tell them this, and they go like, why?
Right.
They go like, why not? Okay, and they're constantly analyzing situations, not necessarily numbers in their minds, because they want to find an answer. They want to find a solid, it's reasoning. Then you have interpersonal and intrapersonal. Interpersonal means you're very friendly with people. Like now, intrapersonal, on the other hand, means you're self-smart. That means you know about yourself. These kind of people make very good entrepreneurs because they know exactly what their strengths are and what they need to do. Tiger Woods, all right, bodily kinesthetic.
In so many ways in one.
Oh wow, okay. Tom Cruise, bodily kinesthetic. Why? These kind of people need movement to actually focus on what they're actually studying.
They need to be doing something.
They need to be doing something all the time.
Right.
Okay, very, very quickly, a very quick story. I had a student, right, who every time he walks into my class, he sleeps. Okay, I admit I'm not teacher of the year, I'm not that boring.
Just needed to move
found
around.
out that he was a basketball player. He entered so many tournaments, represented the college, was a very good basketball player. And it's just that he's not moving. So what I did was, I bought him a Rubik Cube. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, you're all... So I asked him, when I'm teaching, you just do this.
And it actually helped improve his
It
grades.
actually helped. He actually passed.
Wow, that is
And he
fantastic.
actually stayed awake.
There you go. This is really interesting. Parents out there, teachers, educators, anybody who's just interested in this, you can always find out more. There's a website you can visit, www.pell.com.my.
Exactly.